Well, today we're looking at a new issue of the Blake 7 monthly magazine, which sounds mad, but way back in the early 80s, 1981, 1982, Marvel did a Blake 7 magazine, a monthly one. It run to about, 18, 20 issues. I've got a video about them in my back catalogue. I'll try and drag out the link and put it in the description. But basically they did a whole run of them, mainly covering season 4, and then towards the end of the run they started to include a bit more about seasons 1 to 3, and at the time it was the only resource we had for information on Blake 7. It was amazing. Each issue came with a comic strip and a poster, as most of the Marvel magazines did back then. It was printed on pretty cheap newsprint pages, so the photos were not great. Anyway, it folded. I'm amazed it lasted as long as it did, to be honest. But because Blake 7, although it's a popular magazine, popular program at the time, your average Blake 7 viewer that isn't a sci-fi fan, it's not likely to buy a magazine about it. That's why you tend not to get magazines about Coronation Street and EastEnders and things like that, because casual viewers, they're not interested in reading about it. But it went away for a long time, and now this one, which is number 24, summer 2024, so they must have done 23 of them, that makes sense, and a couple of summer specials. So this has been published by Cult Edge, and it's, to call it a magazine is a bit doing it a bit of a disservice. It's definitely more of a bookazine. So they've published this. I'll put the link to their Facebook page in the description, and it's still available, and it turned up today, and it's a work of beauty, a thing of beauty, a work of love, whatever you want to call it. This was full colour throughout, unlike the original, and again it's looking at season 4, mainly concentrating on the episode Rescue, which is a good episode. It's the first episode of season 4, basically a picture of Dorian Gray with the Sea Devil thrown in for good measure. So let's have a quick look. I've read a bit of this. My favourite page so far is this photo of Blake, because I'm doing this costume for the Maximum Power convention in Steventon in June, because my friend Eric, who does the podcast with me, Blake 7 in Character, he's building, I think it must be this gun in his waistband, so I thought I'll do the costume, go with it, and he's donating the gun to the charity auction because he's a damn fine fella. Anyway, so yeah, really say I couldn't get any pictures online of that. I knew there were some full-length ones, so thank you, that you must have been reading my mind. So contents page, then it goes into the history, so it's good old issue 1, which I got 2 issues of, complete with the terrible ion-on transfer. And it just explains their back, why they're doing this, etc. They're doing it because they're fans. Everyone's donated their time to this one. Some really good, very sort of, feels like it's contemporary, feels like it's from the early 80s, a lot of the little articles, which is great, rather than doing it, tongue-in-cheek or anything. So there's a rundown of the crew. Ideal if you are going to convention, you could get these signed, and then we go in, rundown of the crew in Servalan, weaponry, liberator, and then we go into a comic strip adaptation of Rescue, and this is amazing. It's my favourite part of the magazine, because I used to always go to the comic strips straight away, love comic strips, and there were some great artists, and this is pretty much in line. Ian Kennedy, Jonathan Helm. What are you, Maggie? What are you meowing at? Do you not agree? Meow? What? What are you doing? She probably wants her tea. I reckon she's going to try and jump up and join us. So yeah, great comic strip, really good likenesses, and some great scenes. There's one of Travis and Avon stood up. This one, I mean, that would be amazing to get that page. You got the, you know, as original artwork, you got the Scorpio, you got the two characters in classic legs akimbo, nipples out poses, because they're heroes. So yeah, the comic strip was almost worth the price alone. It's great. And then lots of articles, lots of colour. Lovely article on Servalan. And again, these sort of one-page posters. Cat's up on the bench, she'll be over here in a minute. One-page posters, very reminiscent of the originals. Hello. Hold on. What are you doing? Do you want to join in? Yeah? You look a bit disheveled. It's very warm today. She doesn't like the heat. Do you? You like the heat in the winter? Yeah. So various articles, really well written, some of them. This one's an interview with Tony Atwood, who did the programme guide. Just knocked my glasses on the floor. And this, another great shot. I got to do that belt. I couldn't work out what it was in watching it on the DVD. Got to do that. So there's a nice, nice story about Sulin, about her early life. Cheeky little use of Newt as young Sulin. I think it's quite a nice nod. That's like a little art. It's almost a story, that one. Very well written. You know, like, bless her. And then there's a rundown of season 4, basically trying to say that it shouldn't be seen as the poor man's season, which I sort of agree, but it did have a sort of a fair selection of poor episodes, and when they were poor, they were very poor. Are you reading it? Are you approving of the season 4 title? Are you a season 4 fan? Are you? Season 4 cat? So anyway, yes, back to this. So there's a homic. A homic in a comic. Space Rats, oh dear. So really, really great photos, colour throughout. And like I say, I know some people have sort of commented on the cost of the magazine, but they're not cheap to have done by the printing companies to do this. Even though it's print on demand, it still costs a lot. There's a lovely shot of Dorian, and I believe this is going to be for sale as a poster at the convention. Yeah, normal service may be resumed shortly. Maggie likes the magazine so much she's going to sit on it. Okay, we'll come back. Have you got enough there? I had to move it slowly. So yeah, where were we? Yeah, so Lot, are you going to jump on it again? Definitely keen on it. Anyone that wants one for a cat bed, it's ideal. Blake 7 Junction, the art colour is amazing on this. I really like Blake 7 Junction. It's a really weird little, affectionate poke at the series. It's worth watching. If you haven't seen it, it's worth tracking down. It's just a stellar cast before most of them hit it massive. But yeah, great rundown. Lots of behind the scenes information. Advertising the Series B Special Effects Production Diary. Series A, amazing, still available, well worth getting. There's a story of Jeffrey Burridge, who played Dorian and died far too early. Enjoyed him as Dorian, very good character. So yeah, lots and lots, various different production drawings. It looks like Apollo. I need to read this actually. I think it's a sort of a concepts of bringing Blake 7 back or doing a new version of it, which I don't really think they should do, because it would be rubbish, let's face it. If you want to see a fairly modern version of Blake 7, then Farscape really. It's just stole all the ideas or paid homage to them. Yeah, so looking at, do you remember them, those ET biscuits? Like weird, horrible cola custard creams. How well. So yeah, Maggie approved, well worth the money, well worth the wait. I hope they do another issue, or monthly. I'm sure you could do it monthly, couldn't you? It's not that much effort gone into it, I wouldn't have thought. That's sarcasm. Right, Megs. Anyway, thanks for watching. Grab it if you can. It'll probably, knowing these things, they disappear pretty quickly, and then on the secondary market they're worth bloody stupid amounts of money, and people try and sell them. But yeah, grab one while they're still readily available. Support the boys and girls, and make Maggie happy. You wouldn't want Maggie to be unhappy. But thanks for watching. See you again next time. Thanks then. Bye.